Hello, good family. Good to see you. Let's start as we usually do. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf. At my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air. Born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not till death. And so now I, 30 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not until death. Looking back at origin, looking forward to destiny, standing in the present moment. Taking a moment to set an intention and a vision based on the clarity that I now feel, which is muddled for sure, but it is where I am. Thinking about what I wanted to share today, thinking about where I've come and the process I have been through. I thought about spiritual transformation and the process of spiritual transformation. In February of 2007, I had a dream. In the dream, a white light came to me, and at the time I interpreted it as Gandhi. And Gandhi said, "It doesn't matter if you act on your anger. What matters is that you harbor it at all, because that is poison for you." And from that moment, there have been a sequential, unceasing, fantastic series of serendipitous events that have led me to a higher understanding, I believe, of my own self, of our planet, and of my purpose. This poem that I like to read on my birthday, I, now 37, in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death. And what is that we are embarking upon? The poem begins, I celebrate myself and sing myself. And so the idea that I would like to share is that spiritual transformation is not alone for oneself, but for others. It is as if we live in a body, and each of our souls is a cell in that body. And as we grow in understanding of ourselves and in alignment with our purposes, we begin to take on a function, a role in the body. And so we are all interdependent. I know in the depths and in the heights of true spiritual transformation, there's a focus on the self, because you are going through so much change, so much angst, so much inner struggle. But what I've come to understand in the latter part of the last 5 years of my spiritual discovery is that this spiritual transformation is not for us, but for others. That we are becoming more and more like the perfect Creator, so that the body in whole can function in its proper purpose.
What are you doing, honey?
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
Making a video.
Don't you want your gift?
My gift.
I'm going to give it to you now. We're going to give it to you now.
All right.
So come out in a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
The purpose of this inner growth is to take your role in the body, and every soul is called to this role, to this transformation. Whitman begins his poem, I celebrate myself and sing myself. And then he implies, and I would like to highlight, that this celebration of self is and should be, in reality, a celebration of the interdependence of every soul. We are made for each other, for one another. Our purpose here is to transform and to become more and more like the perfect Creator. But the reason for that is not for our own, but for others. I read a book. It's called the Urantia Book. The first line in the Urantia Book is this: the Universal Father is the first source and center of all things and beings. And I believe this. I believe that we all, on this planet and on many other planets, share one common, universal, spiritual Father. And this implies a universal brotherhood, a sisterhood, a family. It is my endeavor to live my life in moment-to-moment awareness and recognition of this family. So, though we start with Whitman's poem, I celebrate myself and sing myself. We end at this: I celebrate you and sing you and serve you. And it is my endeavor to see the person, the soul before me in every moment, moment to moment, and to work for the transformation of the planet in whole. In the depths and in the heights of my spiritual transformation, so much I have been focused on myself. But today, I now 30, in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death. And what is this but a life lived for others, for the planetary betterment, for the ascension of every soul, for the care and service of every soul that is before me. I loaf and invite my soul. One of my favorite things in the world is when I feel so intensely connected to everything else, that there is no separation, and this is in my mind, and the consciousness in my mind, and I can feel everything. We share a body. We are each a soul in that body, a cell, a soul, a cell in that body. I pray for my function in that body. I pray for eyes off of me and on others. And this doesn't come supernaturally to me. It comes supernaturally, but it doesn't come naturally to me. Especially in a life in the last 5 years that has been dominated by consistent, unrelenting, all-encompassing growth, change, transformation, uncertainty leading step by step to being a new me and to understanding why I am here and who I am. And what I want to share today is that in my understanding today, why I am and who I am is inextricably linked to why you are and who you are. And I pray that this life continues to take on the weight and joy of that interconnected reality. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air, born here from parents the same and their parents the same, I now 37 years old in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death, and I, now 30 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death. I wanted to add something from Song of the Open Road. To gather the minds of men out of their brains as you encounter them, to gather the love out of their hearts, to take your lovers on the road with you, for all that you leave them behind you, to know the universe itself as a road, as many roads, as roads for traveling souls. All parts a way for the progress of souls, all religion, all solid things, arts, governments, all that was or is apparent upon this globe or any globe, falls into niches and corners before the procession of souls along the grand roads of the universe.